Welcome back. Now, the national capital is once again grappling with the annual toxic smog crisis. The city's air quality has become a perennial concern, affecting millions of residents, young and old, all alike. Vehicular emissions, industrial pollution, and dust contribute significantly to Delhi's poor air quality, with 41% of pollution coming in from transport alone. Stubble burning in neighbouring states like Punjab and Haryana adds to that crisis, with nearly 27 million tons of paddy stubble expected to be generated this season.
Right, the air becomes poisonous pretty much. There are pollutants like PM 2.5, PM 10, there's NO2, SO2, carbon monoxide, all in our air. And these are all particles that can, as you know, penetrate deep into your lungs, cause several health issues for us. Experts have time and time again, every year, suggested implementing action plans on the ground. We already do implement action plans at different stages across the entire region to get the pollution into control. One of the things over the last few years has been pollution under control, PUC certificates for vehicles, industrial and waste burning being stopped by the government. You have stubble management and scientific measures that we discuss every single year. To talk a little bit about what this year looks like, is it going to be different from other years, what the numbers are already showing, we have with us here on the show News 18 Senior Assistant Editor Shrishti Chaudhary. She's going to delve deeper into all of this for us this morning. Let's just go over to her to ask her everything there is to know here. Shrishti, good morning. Shrishti, tell us, as we speak, it's the 21st of October. We're going to try to connect with you regularly to understand just how polluted the NCR region is. It isn't even Diwali yet, so we haven't yet seen the worst of it. Shrishti, tell us, on the 21st this year, how does it compare to where numbers stood 1 year ago? Stubble fire incidents, pollution levels right now across the region. Give us all the data.
Good morning, Toya and Sonal. So the air quality, as we know, has already turned, very poor already. So this year what happened was that the monsoon retreated later than usual. By the first week of October, the seasonal rains were still there in most parts of northwest India, and that is why the whole process of harvesting started a little later. So in terms of stubble burning, we saw the peak after 10th of October. And the temperatures as of now are also slightly warmer. It's, in Delhi, it's still hovering around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. So the combination of both of these factors basically has controlled the pollution to some extent as of now. But as in over the next few days, as we see the temperatures dropping further, we'll see all these pollutants really hanging in the air for a longer period of time, which is going to see a really further drop in the air quality. As of today, the air quality in Delhi is still in poor category, but over the next few days it might plunge into very poor as the forecast suggests.
So, Shrishti, what you're saying is that a delayed pollution season, not necessarily an easy pollution season. That's what you're getting at. You're saying it will still hit us. Could you give us a window of when it's expected to get the worst?
Definitely. See, the pollution level has not really peaked as of now. It peaks around the first week of November, when a combination of several factors really lead to a very, very poor air quality. Like I said, the stubble burning has just started to increase, and the temperatures are still warm. So as the temperatures drop, then the pollutants will remain in the air for a longer period of time. I think it will be correct to suggest that towards the end of October and the first week of November is the time when the air quality is extremely worse, and the vehicular pollution, as we already see, is it's high throughout the year. It's just that the meteorological conditions at this time of the year are such that we actually see this toxic smog hanging in the air, hazy skies, which have already started in Delhi across.
Okay, Shrishti, tell us, what does Delhi need to do in terms of swinging into action to take control of this problem? Tell us that, and also tell us, for everyone watching at home, should we bring the air purifiers out?
Definitely, definitely. See, I think all the residents of the national capital region know that how the air pollution is a severe problem for this region, and especially during winters. And I think it's also important for us, before we act, we need to understand what are these pollutants like PM 2.5 and PM 10. As of now, according to the assessment, it's PM 10 which is rising, which is mostly coming from the dust, road dust in Delhi, and then PM 2.5 is the pollutant that we really need to be very careful about. And yes, definitely various measures. The government has put in an action plan. It has asked the neighboring states to put an action plan, first of all, to really control stubble burning, because it's one of the major factors. Secondly, of course, is the vehicular pollution, like this emission inventory created by IITM Pune back in 2018 showed that it contributes about 40% to the air pollution in Delhi. While the study which was done by, for the real-time study, which indicated that it's about 17%. Of course, there are various measures. We should go for public transport more and more, because less congestion on the roads also means less pollution as well. Pollution under control certificates that the government has been really telling people to get it done. We need to adhere to that. And of course, urge our farmers to stop burning paddy stubble. It's harming their health, and it's harming the health of all the people in the adjoining states.
Yeah, but what, farmers, what other options do they have, and how are they reaching them? That's also a concern. But Shrishti, lastly, we understand as of this morning, the stage 1 of the graded response action plan, GRAP, as we say, has been imposed. That means there are restrictions now on manufacturing, on big vehicles sort of crossing Delhi, etc. The question on everybody's mind, however, is, because what you've said is worrying. You're saying the peak will happen around Diwali. Would you give us an insight? Is there an expected odd even plan likely to be in place? Is that what the government is even sort of, wondering over?
Yes, so the government is monitoring the situation on a daily basis, and we already have a graded response action plan. So as in, the situation is monitored a day in advance. If we see that the pollution levels are going to surge, and that is when the GRAP kicks into action. So as of now, we have GRAP 1 enforced across Delhi. And the latest forecast suggests that the wind directions are not very favorable for the dispersal of the pollutants. So let's say if the winds, the winds do not really pick up speed and the pollutants remain in the air, then obviously the government is really take measures like odd even into consideration. But what I can see is that it's likely to happen in November. Like you're saying, the festive season is also around the corner. The government has already banned the firecrackers, but that is also a very strong factor which worsens the air quality.
Right.
So all these measures will be, will come into place depending on how air quality goes, and also the temperatures. So we are also looking, at what the forecast is going to be from the India Meteorological Department. Let's say the wind conditions, are better, and the temperatures do not drop the way we are expecting. So maybe the air pollution could get controlled to some extent compared to last year.
Okay, so keeping our fingers crossed. Shrishti, thank you for that data. Thank you for the breakdown. For our audiences, in a few days around Diwali time, it really seems as when the numbers are going to start rising once again. We see that happen every year. We'll have Shrishti join us again and again through the next few days to bring us a summary, to tell you what you need to do to prepare at home.